Hello and welcome to this episode of Making Connections, the BattleCON analysis show where I, your host, Marco DeSantos, also known as Mechanic Critic, also known as some random Asian guy, do my best to not suck at BattleCON Online. In the previous episode, we experimented with a new character, but now that BattleCON Online is out, I firmly believe that it's just best for us to get in and just start playing. With everybody being able to play online now, queue times are way shorter and I can finally fight against real people and hopefully not lose horribly. Since I'm gonna be a person playing this game, I'm going to be a person playing my main. And that will probably be a Riflam game, so expect me to lose horribly and at least provide you guys with some entertainment while doing so. I'll cut to the game when I get there, for a very special reason as to why.
What do you hope to gain from more violence?
Yeah, what do you hope to gain from more violence? So, I am now fighting against an Eligor, piloted by DRND. A very interesting name to say the very least. And in case you guys haven't noticed, I am in a cool spot. Oh, look at me over here. I've found a way to overlay my camera on top of where the character's stand-up usually is. I feel like this is the most presentable way to be able to video cam, face cam while showing you guys these gameplay videos. So here I am, and here I hope to provide all of you with content and provide all of you with a match that's very exciting. So I'm up against an Eligor. This is supposedly one of Riflam's easier matchups. I will definitely be discarding Switch. Do I want to strike early on? Not necessarily. Transformative Burst? I don't really want to strike or grasp against him. So preferably I'll get rid of grasp first, then I'll get rid of strike. Okay, so this is one of the few matchups where I actually have the chance of doing an install. So my opponent decided to discard their grasp, again following some decent tips. You know, they are Eligor, they don't usually want the grasp. My opponent has a few moves up their sleeves. They have a Vengeful Drive, which is quite dangerous for a burst play that I might want to take. I think I should just do a residual shot right now. If he does a Vengeful Drive or something like that, I should be fine. The only thing that could totally mess me up is if my opponent does Retribution something. But all of his attacks, I think, are slow and clash me. At the very worst, he does a burst. Would I be okay with that? Absolutely. I would absolutely be okay with that. Yes. So I'm gonna residual shot this beat, hopefully see what my opponent does. Maybe they ante a lot. Hopefully it's a shot or a slow attack that I can undersell. So the thing about this matchup is I basically have a lot of ways to be slower than my opponent, usually with my burst. And I want to take advantage of that as much as possible while also anteing a lot of power on top. Eligor's really, really good if he goes second, right? If he goes second. But if I go second, Eligor doesn't get a lot of his bonuses. For example, Marshall doesn't hit. He's not able to do Retribution really well. So that will be to my advantage. So if I just stay calm and try not to be too fast and try not to pump too much priority into my attacks, I should be absolutely fine in this matchup. I'm not gonna anti-power. I'm gonna save that force for later on. Let's see what my opponent does. There's the Vengeful Drive. I bet they were expecting me to do a burst play. And that's absolutely not what happened. I ended up being able to do a residual shot. My opponent will be able to regain some vengeance, however. I think they will now have maximum vengeance. I'm not sure why my opponent did this. Okay, so my opponent, I think, just committed a grave mistake. Ow, painful. I will now retaliate for the same amount of damage. By the way, I'm Riflam, right? So if I am on this beat right now, like, I traded even with an Eligor, essentially, so that's pretty good. I probably want to retreat one space. I don't want to stay near Eligor. Now I'm expecting a Marshall shot or a Retribution Aegis. So the thing about this is I'm gonna do an experimental burst no matter what, and not give it any range. Yeah, I think that's the correct play. Does my opponent have fast ways? Okay, so here's the thing. My opponent basically does chained, and I will not hit. That's the reality of it all. But I have a strange feeling that my opponent will play Retribution Aegis or some other attack that requires me to hit them. I'm mostly expecting either Retribution Aegis or a martial shot. The oddball, quote-unquote, play here would be to play a chained something, like a chained grasp or a chained strike. Sorry, chained strike. The chained strike would be quite interesting. It would force me to miss, essentially. So only chained would really affect me right now, and I think an experimental burst would work. If I'm expecting to get hit by a martial, I'm gonna be hit by 4 damage, so that means I need to anti-stun guard on top of this. However, I don't want to spend too much stun guard. This is quite interesting. I don't want to waste too much of my force on stun guards. I might use Catray's Refinement on top of experimental burst. So if my opponent does chained strike, I guess I'll just have to eat it, and there's really no getting out of that.
Yes.
So I just hope he doesn't do chained or chained shot or whatever. But if you're doing chained anyway, I don't know why you would do the shot. Okay, so this most likely indicates to me that my opponent is playing a martial shot. Because if he was playing a chained strike, he wouldn't have antied that stun guard. It would make no sense because he already has 5, and I think he should know that I don't deal that much damage, especially since it's only beat 2 of the game. Yep, that's definitely a martial shot play. I think I've undersold this, or I've undersped it. Or this could actually be a Retribution Aegis. Either way, if I retreat enough, yep, that's a martial shot. Excelente. So I simply have to retreat 1 or 2 spaces. So the play would be I need to be at this range to hit. The effect is optional, so I can just retreat 1 space. My opponent will hit me for 4. I will not get stunned. I do not move. I want to stay as far away from Elgor as possible.
Insufficient.
Okay, so since I was hit, I'm now able to apply a reagent. And I want to apply more range to it rather than priority. I do not want to give my base priority because, again, I want to be able to be slow. That's a very important thing. Being slow is quite important. I'm expecting a Retribution Aegis right now. The only thing that could possibly mess with me is a Switch Grasp because I do plan on dodging using Substantial Dodge. So my deal would probably be... That is a tough beat. So the other line of play, which is absolutely insane, is to do like something like a switch install and purposely miss against my opponent's Retribution Aegis. Okay, he's made his judgment. All right, back off, everyone. So we have 2 moves here. I either dodge or I switch install, and I think I don't win if I don't switch install. I have to switch install. So I'm going to switch install right here, reading that my opponent's going to do Retribution Aegis. If my opponent does the chained shot or chained strike, then kudos to them. No, I think they're dodging or doing chained. Dang it. They're doing chained. No, they're dodging. Excellent. Muy caliente, as some people would say.
You can't escape your fate.
I'm able to regain a token, which is huge. And I'm also, sorry, not regain a token, I mean a reagent token, huh? So I'm gonna regain whatever gives me more power. Wunderbar. And, do I want Arcane Inspiration or Grand Arcanum? Of course I always want Grand Arcanum. Keep current finisher cards. Keep current finisher cards. This is quite an interesting game, you know, it's only beat 4. We're already both at 12 life. I have a sneaking suspicion I should dodge here. A very sneaking suspicion indeed. Yeah, I have a feeling this is gonna be the Retri Aegis. Man, this install beat, I'm really proud of that. I've started to learn how to, like, quote-unquote read more attacks. So if I substantial and then I have to deal with the martial next turn, If I retreat... Okay, if he does Vengeful Drive again, that's going to be a problem for me because I'm going to be stuck in the corner and I'm going to have to eat this Marshal afterwards. But that's okay. I think I can just shot that next... Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I'm going to Substantial Dodge right now. Hopefully my opponent isn't, quote-unquote, foolish enough to attempt to clash this with their... do they have a Zero Chain Grasp? Or Vengeful Grasp, sorry, yes. So the Vengeful Grasp will be absolutely an interesting thing to have to deal with. The only way the Vengeful Grasp could win against me is if the opponent does Vengeful Grasp anti a bunch of tokens to get stun immunity.
I've made my judgment.
Wow, he's really fast. Oh, I thought he already picked the anti. He's like, I've made my judgment, and then he anti already. Nope, that's not the case. Okay, so my opponent is attempting a cash out right here. I will not retaliate. Hopefully my opponent is gonna anti some of the Vengeance tokens, because I want him to waste them. It's very important that I manage his resources, and it's very important that I have more resources than he does. Okay, never mind. Quite unfortunate. So the Vengeful Strike... Oh, this means this is actually great. I can now retreat. But how much do I retreat? If I retreat this far... I think I should retreat this far. Not 3. I should retreat this far.
Away.
And now my opponent will have to advance 1. But will whiff. That's 8 damage. That's a lot of damage. Whoa. Again, because I was using Substantial. So now I have the Force lead, which is quite important because now I can threaten my opponent with a variety of things. I'm expecting the Retribution Aegis right now. It's gonna be slower, but I can absolutely just choose to miss. So this is where we're gonna be doing Experimental Burst. I can't choose to miss anymore because I gave Burst. I gave Burst range. Okay, but it's absolutely fine. Retribution Aegis clashes with my Experimental Burst. My opponent's drive is not gonna be enough to hit me. So again, it has to be a chained drive to be able to hit me. Of course, I could just play Residual Shot. I think I should just probably play Transformative Shot, actually. Transformative Shot, anti-power. Martial Shot deals how much? Alright, I'm just gonna Transformative Shot and deal a lot of damage this speed. Yeah, so if this is the Retribution Aegis, I'm just gonna have to take the loss of this beat. It's gonna be fine. You know, sometimes you just gotta make those calls, right? Though it seems like that scared my opponent, because he did not instantly just anti a bunch of Vengeance. So hopefully my opponent... Oh, never mind. Still gonna have the anti-power on top. So Retribution Aegis would soak 7, and I would deal no damage, and my opponent would deal 7 damage to me. That's not good. So unless my opponent is... yeah, unless my opponent... I'm concerned. I'm actually concerned. Actually, the failures... Okay, this was a mistake on my part. I actually should have absolutely done Experimental Burst. However, I panicked, and now I'm probably going to lose this beat because my opponent's probably playing Retribution Aegis right now. And if I had just done Experimental Burst... yeah, it's a Retribution Aegis. I lose this beat super hard. I probably take 8 damage. It's not a good day. It's not a good day in Marco land. Oh, this Retribution Aegis is gonna be absolutely demolishing, demoralizing. Or maybe this is a Martial Shot. Oh, it was a Martial Shot. Wow, he has 8 stun guard, I have 8 power, exactly the amount that he needed to withstand it. So this is what's cool about Eligor, right? Eligor is able to effectively well, not gain resources, but like be more of a finesse-based fighter. So I want to get rid of priority to get something. Priority to get power, of course. I don't need the priority at all. Elgor will basically never be faster than I am.
Transmute!
Yikes. Absolutely painful. It's fine. Now it's just a question of what I do. Oh, Nelly. Am I a madman? Is this my actual best play? Oh my gosh, it is my actual best play. I have 2 lines of play right now. My opponent could either go really fast to kill me. This has been a weird Riflam game, everyone. So I haven't gone fast this entire game.
There's nowhere to run wander.
Okay, I have a read that my opponent will probably do Aegis this beat. So if I survive this beat, I should be fine. So hopefully my opponent isn't doing Aegis. If my opponent's doing Chained, then good for him. But my opponent has not done Chained in situations wherein Chained seem like a decent attack. So I feel like my opponent is playing a very defensive-oriented playstyle. Hopefully my opponent is playing that Retribution Aegis right now. With all my heart, I do hope. With all my heart, I do hope. I should anti-power. Dang, I should have anti-power on top of this. I'm not gonna anti-priority, because if I do, and then I won't clash the Retribution Aegis anymore, and that ruins the point of the entire thing. Ooh, what is my opponent doing? Is that it? Is that the entire attack? Oh, this must be a chained something. Ooh, opponent, you're making me know. My heart is literally palpitating right now. I should anti-power. Definitely anti-power.
Sharpening.
Because I need the power to be able to kill him. Through the soak. What did my opponent do? So this is the Aegis. Yeah, this is the Aegis. So that means this burst is going to come back and I'm not going to be able to actually benefit from that power. So I feel like my opponent is just going to soak everything. Next beat, I'm probably going to dodge. Go into an undodgeable setup and then just do my transformative shot that deals 7 damage. This is a Riflam game, everyone. Deals 7 damage. But yeah, I'm really scared of this sweet revenge as well. There's a lot of things to be scared about against Elgor. I probably should be playing, what's that called? Alchemic Grasp, so that I can heal off the opponent. But I'm really, really scared of Retribution and Aegis right now. With my opponent anti-ing everything, I'm almost entirely confident that this is the Retribution Aegis play. And this is good, because I did intend a clash to happen. I'm just not sure how I'm gonna win the clash afterwards. That's the problem. Retribution has a decent power on it. As far as I know, it has... Oh, it has none. Actually, that's interesting. So, my opponent can kill me. But it's gonna be a race against the clock. Maybe I deterministically lose this beat. Well, no, because I could always just special grasp and he would miss. Maybe putting that range on burst was a problem. If I had the capability of just not putting range on my burst, I would have actually won this beat without any problems facing against a... I could be... There's the Retribution Aegis, as expected. We clash. What bases does my opponent have left in his hand? He has Drive. I can't beat Drive. No, I can with grasp. No, but he has infinite stun guard, so it doesn't matter. I think I lose no matter what. So I just have to prevent the drive by going for grasp first. So this is a 50-50, I think. Okay, so we've clashed the grasp. So now he can't hit.
Come then. Show.
So he has burst and grasp. So if he does grasp, my strike, he's faster than me, he'll whiff, and my strike is fine. If he does burst, I die. So drive. I'm imagining he's doing burst. Ooh! Reunited and it feels so good. I just wish I had more power on my drive. So I have to basically advance into him, or else I'm gonna die. Yeah, I have to advance into him, or else I'm gonna die. So I have to do this, and then... Oh.
Disintegrate!
I can't freaking believe this is another 50-50 beat. But I have an idea. Oh no, wait, that's a horrid idea. Oh, how I wish my opponent just did not have... Okay, now I'm in a non-dodge situation. I have 5. I think I lose. So, I imagine my opponent's gonna do Sweet Revenge, but there's a 50-50% chance that my opponent does Chained. Is there a way that beats both that and the Sweet Revenge? Obviously, if I just play a slower attack. But I can't play a slower attack. I could just do this. Actually, the answer is doing Substantial Burst. The answer is Substantial Burst. I'm gonna hedge on this. If my opponent does Vengeful Drive, I guess that's the end of me, right? Anti the power. So there was multiple choices there. I'm really scared of the Aegis though, because my opponent has Soak 5 on him. This doesn't really say anything, but this might indicate that my opponent's not playing Chained, which is good. Now he just has to not play Vengeful Drive, but he knows that I can be faster than him, especially with Substantial. So I actually want to be faster no matter what. So I'm gonna anti-priority and force him to anti-priority. He should know that I also have the Grand Arcanum, which ignores Stun Guard, so he's gonna anti-5 on this no matter what. Okay, so now I'm safe against everything that's not the drive. So, rolls up for no drives, please. No drives, please. No drives. No drives. Oh gosh, please, no drives. No drives, come on! Come on, no drives! No drives! Okay, we're still safe. Retreat 2.
Away.
It's not gonna be enough to kill him. Oh wait, it is! It is! He has a max of Soak 5! But I have more damage! Oh my gosh, I won! We need priority, just in case. Oh my gosh. I think I win. Yes, I do win! Oh my gosh.
If you've learned something, then it's hardly a defeat.
Oh my gosh. Oh, my poor BattleCon brawler heart. Anteing all that power was a good play. Substantial, salutes off to you. I know I make fun of you all the time, Substantial, but you're my new best friend. Oh my gosh, let me end this game and move on to the... Alright, so that pretty much does it for this episode of Making Connections. Hopefully all of you enjoyed. Hopefully you guys liked the presentation. I actually spent a bit of time figuring out how to do that like shape thing that was appearing on the right side of the screen. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please tell me in the comment section down below. If you have any comments about my Riflam gameplay, comments about how much you suck, Marco, or how cool your game was, please tell me in the comment section down below. I do hope you all enjoy that match. And if you want me to play another character, have me talk about new BattleCon concepts, or just have any questions in general, maybe like, Marco, what's your favorite food? Marco, what's your favorite color? The answers are, of course, very easily barbecue for the food and yellow for the color. So without much else to say, thank you so much for watching, and this has been another episode of Making Connections. And don't forget your special action, and thank you, World of Indians. Thank you. Good night.